today we have a wonderful guest here, which is Al Touray. How do you pronounce your second name?
My last name?
Now, the
Touray.
second name, the second.
Oh, well, my full name is Al Ghazali, if that's what you're asking.
All right, yeah, that's
Yep.
fine, perfect. And with the wonderful mother accompanied him today, Yvonne Munich. We're so happy to have you here, Talk to Connect. And basically, we're going to discuss Al's book launching today. And we want to ask Al questions that the reason why he started venturing into these writing books. And I think this is his second book. Am I right?
First book.
First book,
actually.
amazing. Yes, and then it's been very, amazing that you're young at your age and you're still going to university. You focus in your school, but you focus also on writing and then many other things. So I will just I will talk a little bit about your biography. And Al Touray has a unique gift of arts and craft, drawing, music, and science, engineering. He used his art skills to put together illustrations, books, to inspire the spirit of reading in children. And reading is one of the things that a lot of children are not exposed to at a very young age, or even in the mother's womb. Al's parents told him they started reading to him when he started moving in his mother's womb. And Al is all hands-on and visual learner, which explain why Al is a graphics, he does his graphics in the books and have been well done to inspire and bring out the love of learning in children at a very young age. So coming from a family where Al's mother was the first child with a bachelor's degree and whom he sees every day reading, writing, volunteering, and helping educating children here and in Cameroon. And it is so important to Al that he carries on his legacy and does a better in order to help other people. Also, Al loves to help children at any level who are struggling with maths concept and love helping his mom with maths graphics and computer manipulation. In sixth grade, Al and his mom traveled to Cameroon to see their family. And in 10th grade, he traveled overseas to Costa Rica and music exchange trip in China. So this is a brief introduction, biography of Al, and thank you very much, Al, for coming today on our platform. And also we welcome your mom as well. Thank you very much. So I'll hand it over to Fatima.
Thank you so much, Al. Thank you for joining us, Yvonne. It's nice to have you here again. I want to welcome you all to Talk to Connect. As usual, we are always having amazing people who are going to inspire, empower us, and allow us to have start our own journey. And today, Al, I'm so grateful to have you here. So Al, before we go into your book launching and talk about what you've done, because Aliu has introduced you with a lot of achievement, and you're such an amazing inspiration to young people. So let us know a little bit about Al. Who's Al, and what is that journey that took you to start writing, to start wanting to inspire other people through writing?
Well, in terms of my journey of writing, I actually came up with this story like about 4 or 5 years ago. And I unfortunately gave up on it due to, I guess it was lack of motivation or, being too busy. But I got back onto it last year, over a year ago, actually, and I started writing it again, changed a few things. And yeah, that's how I got motivated for that. That's how my story came to be.
Okay, that's amazing. So what was that journey like? I want to understand, what was that motivation that actually put you in that journey of start writing? What was the journey before you start writing? That, we all have something that pushes us and allow us to, have a desire to do something. So what was that desire that was started to driving you into becoming an author?
Well, I just thought, since I've been writing these stories since I was very young, why not publish one of them that I made as professionally as possible? That was pretty much it.
Okay, that's amazing. Aliu?
Yeah. Okay. What I want to know is also because here we wanted to inspire some other people because at your age right now, you just started university, and then nothing have stopped you to do the things that you love to do. And I know this is something that you're really passionate about, and you already have your specialist that you're studying. But why do you choose writing as a passion as well, so you can inspire other young kids who are growing up? What was that? What was that? Why are you passionate in writing? Why do you choose writing as something that and you wanted to put in a book and also help these kids out there?
Well, writing is a secondary gift I have. I I've come up with I've actually come up with a bunch of original characters outside of this story. And yeah, I guess it's just something that comes naturally to me, coming up with all these stories and all these designs for characters and environments. Um, and yeah.
Amazing, amazing. And tell us your upbringing. How was it like when you were like at the age of 10, 11? How was your surrounding? How was your mother's really helpful to you that makes you that amazing guy today, that you're even busy with university, but you're still looking forward to write? Because a lot of people are just focused in just one thing, but you're able to focus on at least something that you can inspire and help other people. So what was your upbringing, your surrounding, with your mom and growing up as a young boy? What can you remember? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, you mentioned the age of 10. That's actually when I started writing my first little story. It was a comic book.
Oh,
And
amazing.
as for my upbringing, it's just me and mom. But we, I grew up well. She taught me a lot. We we lived well, and we are living even better now.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
So what was the topic of the comic book you first written and when you were 10 years? What was it
Oh,
about?
so my first character's name was Captain Touray,
Mhm.
after my last name, except that it's spelled with the number 2 and the word raise. Yeah, it's kind of funny. He was kind of like a Superman, more like except looking more like me, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, to tell us more about those characters. You want you to tell us the story about the characters, why you came up with the characters.
Well, if you don't mind me sharing my screen, can I do that?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, just one
But
second.
we have to make you a co-host for that. Like Fatima can make you a co-host, and you can be able to share your screen and then
Don't
share
think I
something.
can do that to Leo because I've already connected with the Zoom,
Uh,
and
but on that side, can you able to share anything through that app?
you can show the book. Like, can you show the book?
Yeah, I got a copy of the book too.
Yeah, maybe
Okay,
you can.
go ahead.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Oops, looks like it's not working. But
Yeah, we are not seeing it from this end. Yeah. You just tell us a little bit about those characters, why you came up with them for at the age of 10.
all right, so I made Captain Touray. I made a sidekick. I'm not working with that anymore, but yeah, that used to exist. I can't remember the first villain. Yeah, yeah, just those little short stories about him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you think kids can be inspired with the book you have written today? What are the things that are there that you think kids can be inspired and start reading and make reading something interesting? As you mentioned in your bio that, you know, a lot of children don't like reading because of how books are, and then there are no visual characters that kids can relate with. So what, because I know there's a lot of people who wrote books out there, or what make your book unique that kids will just gravitate towards it and then read them?
Well, the most unique thing about my book is about a sloth that is fast and athletic. And that's not something you see every day. So I think it'll really grab the kids' attention. And also it's a funny book, and it's got good lessons about health. And that motivates me too to increase my health as well.
Amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe
So,
Fatima has something to ask here.
yeah, when I was talking with you the first time, you said you were demotivated and then you started you didn't have inspiration. So how did you build that inspiration to go back and make your book? Because I know one of the hardest things that we have in life, if you don't, the inspiration goes, it's very hard to bring that inspiration to do something. And it's one of the things that make us procrastinate or give up. So how did you get that inspiration to go back to write your book?
Well, I did. I mean, I've been taught that you can't just rely on one source of income. It's got to be from another. You got to have multiple sources of income. And yeah, that's one of the main things, but also I just wanted to decide to finish up a story, and I've decided that I've been procrastinating on that for way too long.
So
All
that's
right.
Yeah.
So I know your mom. Your mom is a very powerful and a very inspirational lady. So what would you say? Would you say that your inspiration comes from your mom? Did your mom inspire you to have this urge to become an author, or is it like is it something that what did your mom really? How did your mom inspire you to become the person that you are right now?
Well, she gave me the push as well, I guess. I mean, she just gave me the push to, honestly, without her, with without I mean, even with just, like, I feel like with some other moms, I don't think I would be good, but with my mom, she's the one for me. She made I mean, without her, I don't think I would ever be where I am today. She's helped a lot. She provides for everybody. Thank you, Mom.
That
You're
is
welcome.
amazing. Thank you. That's so sweet. So, um, tell me, what is it like? What is the message that you want to give to the youth or to the children or whoever you're writing this book to? What is the one message that you want to share with them that is going to inspire them to follow their dreams, to try new things, to try and do and take risks in life and try to do different things?
The message from the book?
Yeah, the message from the book or your message from your inspiration, your journey to writing. What's the one message you can share or the message that you can share to other youth so that they can follow their passion, their dreams?
Well, if it is hard, it is still doable. Just like the sloth going on his journey in the book, on his little journey. Maybe hard, but it's still doable. You can still do it.
Oh, that's amazing. I don't think a lot of people understand that. That's a very good quote, Liu. If it's hard, it's doable. I think it applies to a lot of people, not only youth, to a lot of people in this world. They need to know that. So I'm going to ask Yvonne. Yvonne, what would you say as a mother that you would say inspired your son or motivated your son from your side for him to follow his passion, his dream?
Thank you guys so much for that question. And I just want to thank the Almighty God for giving me a son like Al. Al, like you can tell, is a man of few words, but he's a man of action. And I thank God as a mother because raising a child from 9 years old as a single mother has never been easy. But I had to do the best thing that I had to do to make sure that this child come out good, helping not just himself, but helping other children around him, which he's been doing a lot, especially in terms of math. So I have always introduced Al to reading. We read together, we do things together. And I always introduce him to serving other people in the community, especially people that are struggling. Al works with children a lot, even in sports and other things. So I have always making sure that he gets the right education, buying the right books and sending him, enrolling him into the right programs, especially something like English has been something that Al is not really like passionate about. But when it came to when I started reading with him, writing, and also helping him to write, it came for him that, you know what, I need to write something that will attract children so that they can also begin to write their own stories or their own things that will help. And that is exactly what I've been doing, just making sure that he's doing what he needs to be doing as a child, and also being grateful for others and also helping others.
Amazing. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. And Yvonne, that's great. You know, it's not easy bringing up a child as a single mother. And, you know, it's really hard. And some women, they just go off the wagon, you know, straight away when the father is not in their life. But as a strong woman like you still pursue your dreams. You still, you know, show that your son the smile, no matter what things were not okay, but you still smile to him and then show him the right way, and always putting life into him, telling him good things about whosoever was, you know, in your life at that time. So I just wanted to ask you, what will you tell other mothers who are upbringing their child right? Because it's really hard, especially in America, Africa, all over the world. You know, mothers are going through a lot with some kids, and then they're not having the right upbringing. What are the strategies that you were using as a mother and the principles that you stand by to make sure you raise all the right way?
Oh, thank you so much for that question. And this is something that the kind of question that I've been pondering a lot when I meet with other mothers that are struggling with their own children. Because the number one thing is a natural thing that, first of all, everything you put it in the hands of God, no matter what it is. And whether with the father there or not, one thing that I always tell mothers is that when you are raising your child by yourself, make sure that child still knows the father. make sure you take that child to the father. It doesn't matter where, if the father is in a place where you can take that child to, take that child to the father. Make sure that child knows about his father. Do not sabotage the father to that child, because what you're doing is you're building hatred, you're building anger, you're building a lot of resentment within that child. Portray the father, because God gave that child to you and that man for a reason. And we are not perfect. I am not. And so it is so important that every woman out there that is raising their children, make sure you direct that child towards the father, because at a certain point in life, if you do not do that, that child is going to grow up to be resentful of you also, or that child will grow up to start having some anger problems or something because the father is not there. With me and Al, I have always been asking where the father is, and sometimes we will surprise him. We will go there to make sure he sees his own child. We will invite him to things. We will want to do things that will help him, because we know that when people are veered away from their children, they must be going through some things that we don't know. And it is not up to us to judge those men that for any reason. So I always tell mothers, make sure you say good things about that child's father to that child or to those children. Do not sabotage the father, because he has a role to play. Al's father was very good. And until a certain point when he got involved into other relationships that brought things down. So, but he did well. He did well. When I was pregnant with Al, and until 9 years old, he did well. He showed Al a lot of concepts, reading, writing, because he himself was a teacher. He did a lot. He did a lot. So let us all not, because without the father, look at a lot of children are going crazy. Or maybe the mother is not there. Let's say good things about them. What the child sees is what the child sees, but we should not try to induce the child to go otherwise. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. And just saying that, I really felt it as well, because I am a new father, a father of 5 months old baby, and looking at him young, growing up with the mother present here with me, it's really beautiful. He just see me and just be laughing, and I can see that happiness within himself, and we always around him to make sure we show him that love. And I just wish every parent to every child have their, they also deserve to have for them, and we bring them to this world. Maybe Fatima want to ask something.
Wow, that's amazing. I really love what Yvonne said. And I think as parents, if their parents or single moms who are out there, I think that's a very powerful way of bringing your child, not to incite hatred, and to allow them to make judgment by themselves, and to allow them to appreciate their parents for whoever they are. So Yvonne, I know that you like as a parent, so I'm going to ask you again as a parent. Most of us, or most parents, want their children to achieve things because they always believe that is what's the right thing for their children. And I always say that we are always projecting what we missed in our lives so that our children can achieve. So as a mother, and I love the idea that you are inspiring and empowering Al to follow his own dream. I think a lot of parents would like to see their children become what society defines as success. So what would you say, or what would you advise a mother in terms of allowing a child to find their own journey, in terms of them embracing their talents and their passion?
Thank you so much for that question. And it is true. I take it from my own background. When my mother wanted me to do something different, the way society is portrayed to be. And I did that because I wanted to respect my parents. I did that. But then when I transitioned to the United States, I realized that I still have the love for what I needed to do. So I always tell parents, if you are involved with your child from conception to birth, when the child is out, when the child starts playing around, children from a very young age they gravitate towards what they love to do. They will play with a lot of other things, but they will spend a lot of time towards certain things, especially from 2 years old. You will see them touching things they love so frequently. With Al, we knew at a very young age, when he was like a toddler, about 2 to 3 years old, that he was going to be an engineer, but we did not know what kind of engineer, because he's the kind that wants to fix things, to build things. You buy a toy, he will build that toy for 6 hours without eating. And when it doesn't turn out right, he would throw it on the floor and cry and pull it apart and start it again, and without eating. And my mom would be like, you guys, let this child eat. This child would die of hunger. I didn't go to school, but am I not functioning well? Now we start feeding him. He will not pay attention to the food. We'll just be feeding him, he'll be eating. So mothers need to pay attention to what their children like. We don't have to copy the Hollywood stars. We don't have to be a lawyer just because we see lawyers, dressing elegantly. We don't have to be journalists. We don't have to be writers until it is something that you can do, because even if you love writing and there are resources out there, there are people who can help you to put your book, which all of us should do that for ourselves, our families, or the society. So we need not to, if your child wants to sweep, to be the best street sweeper, let that child learn how to sweep it like Michelangelo and sweep it so well, because they will derive happiness. A lot of children don't have happiness. Because they were pushed by to do. We need to learn that, especially in our continent, Africa. We need to learn that, because the poverty in Africa is not poverty of resources, it's poverty of our mind. We need to change our mindset to make sure that we follow our children, we watch them, what they love to do, and we follow that for them. And they can change their mind at any time. If they do change it, we follow it. Eventually, they will gravitate to what they love to do. Thank you.
That is
Amazing. And I want to ask this question to Al. Al, it was like when you look up for your first job at a grocery store, and then you save up to $3,500 to help your mom buy his first car, which she really loved. What was that motivation? Because a lot of kids wouldn't do that, And what age were you that time when you did that?
Yeah, I was 17.
Wow. Okay. So what was the motivation behind that you able to save $3,500? That's a lot of money. And then you help and contribute to your mom to buy his first car. How do you feel when you did that?
Well, for the motivation, I mean, it felt good being able to contribute to my first car. I wasn't able to buy all of it, unfortunately, but I still contributed. And there's other people whose parents have used all their money for way more expensive cars. But yeah, and also in terms of motivation, I just did it. There was nothing too special about it. It's just a natural instinct of wanting to work and wanting to provide for oneself and others.
Oh,
Amazing. That's great.
so Al, I know when I see young girls or young boys or youth striving to do something or to make a difference in society, it really inspires me. So there's a lot of young people who don't know what to do with their lives, and they're confused and they're trying to find their way out. So as a young guy who's working and who's helping and becoming an author, what is the one thing you can advise a young person like you so that they can start finding their own way, starting to maybe follow their passion or go to school and study or put their life in order?
Well, I've honestly been lost too, and I'm still trying to sort of find myself in in several ways, but I would tell them that they're going to be okay. Just find something that you're good at, do some research, and do something. You, sh- I, I've always wanted to do something outside of work or as a career, like as like I'm an engineer. I'm in aerospace engineering right now. I'm gonna get my degree for that, and yeah, that's just my example. Other people, they could draw like me. They could make statues. They could make they got to make a living out of something else other than work, or even other than their career.
That is amazing. I think a lot of people, not only youth, need to understand that you always have a way to make more income and improve your life just from your career. That's a very powerful thing to share. So Al, if there's one thing that you would say empowered you as a youth to stay connected to your vision, what will that be?
Um, the desire for success.
I like that. That's a great answer.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think
Yeah.
that's amazing. Yeah. So Ali, you
Yes, I think Yvonne is a proud mother today, and that his son is on live here, Zoom on our platform, saying these amazing things. And I know even adults are struggling a lot, but I'll have a vision and I'll have a desire to succeed in his life. And I love that so much.
yeah.
And we just want you to, because we're giving you the opportunity as well here to come and talk about a little bit about your book launching today. And then we want to be the first platform to at least help you launch this book and also share it. So what is that thing you want to talk about your book specifically today? And then also, how can people get this link so they can also place an order? Because we have about 300 people, on our platform, and at least maybe when people don't watch it now, they might watch it. What can you say one thing that can motivate people, for parents to buy this book for their children to start reading?
Well, I did mention, well, as we all know, my book is unique. There's, I do believe there's nothing like it that you've ever seen before. And yeah, that's one of the main things that will definitely attract children to it. I myself have received feedback from both kids and adults. The kids found it very funny. The adults found it very funny too, and very inspiring and very good. Yeah, so I guess it's just the uniqueness that will attract people to go get my book.
Okay. So we would like you to provide a link at least. What is that link they're going to use? Maybe you will send it to your mom. Your mom can send it to us. So when we post this video, then we'll put the link below. And then so if someone wants to buy your book, they can just click on it. Is it already on Amazon or not yet?
The ebook is available for pre-order. I wasn't able to get the physical copy because of Amazon rules. But yeah, the ebook is available for pre-order now.
Okay. And how much is that?
It's available for $2.99.
Okay. That's amazing. Fatima, you want to say anything else before we wrap up? I know it's like 1 hour, or we can.
Yeah, so I just want to ask, what is what is the moral? Because I want people to understand the uniqueness of your book. What is the one moral lesson that that if a young person or a grown up, because I believe recently I've come to realize books that we say are for children have a lot of morals for us also grown-ups that we can connect with to allow us to think differently. So what is the one morals lesson that if a person reads your book can inspire them, can incite them to maybe have a mind shift or learn something from your book?
All right, so before I directly answer that, I just want to say that, so a fun fact about sloths, they eat only leaves, but those leaves are very low in energy, which is why they're very slow. And thus the moral of the story is that first you gotta be in shape, eat good foods, eat energy-rich foods, healthy foods, nothing that'll make you slow, and don't, like eat too little either, like the kind of like the sloth does. And also, I guess another lesson is that you gotta be able to prepare for self-defense, because a predator almost eats him in the book. I'm not going to tell you what the predator is, but yeah, it's a predator of the South American jungle. So you'll have to find out.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's the hidden
Yes.
gems of it. I like that.
Thank you, Al. That's a good moral. I think if anybody is watching and anybody will watch this later, share this. And I think we all need to learn from our young, I think our young generation are coming with different ways of inspiring and empowering people in different ways. So Al is launching his book today, and we're hoping that a lot of us, we're going to support him, and we're going to learn from his book and his experience. Thank you, Al, for being here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you very much, Al. We really appreciate your coming today and then giving us the opportunity to interview you on this amazing book that you launching today. And everyone who is watching today, we just want you to go and support this young guy. And Al, how old are you, please? I can.
Yes.
I'm 21.
Amazing. And you are studying aerospace engineering right now in the university?
Yeah, that's correct.
Great. So you see, Al is a very young guy, and then he's also have that entrepreneurial skills right now. He's going to school, focus in school, but he also want to also sell books and then help children, and for them to start reading at a early age by visualizing things and then come up with a story. So I want everybody who is on Talk to Connect here, who's going to watch this later, to support Al, because we have to support our youths. Because I always say this, youths are 100%, they're 80% of our population right now, but they are also 100% of our future.
Yes.
And Al have just, show us that he's able and he have greatness in him, and he have something special that he take out in the world here today. So I want everyone to go support him today, to make sure that they buy a copy of this book. Either they read it or share it with their kids, or also buy it for their kids. And thank you very much, Yvonne, as well, for coming. And as a great mother, because it's not easy, especially for boys, to bring them up. Maybe girls also, they are sometimes challenging, but I will say that, you are a role model to a lot of mothers today. And thank you very much for coming as well. We really appreciate you. And God bless you. God bless your whole family.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys for having us.
I just want to congratulate you. I think this is a very good inspiration for the young people. And having young people like you doing things differently and creating a different environment where we don't have to wait to be inspired, but we can get to inspire ourselves to do things that make us become greater. This is a good inspiration. So as Aliu said, please, we need to inspire our young people. So if you're watching this later, let us support. Let him be the inspiration to other youth. And we support the youth to grow. Yvonne, as usual, I'm always honored to have you here. You're such an inspiration. And You're always doing a good job. Thank you so much. And thank you everybody for joining us today. And I'll keep up the good job. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Bye.
Fatima. Thank you.
JL, love you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We love you.